Let's be honest. School taught you algebra and ancient history, but it never taught you how to build wealth. You can graduate with honors and still be broke. You can get a degree and never understand money. Why? Because the real rules of money, the stuff that actually builds freedom, success, and security, aren't taught in class. They're learned in life, or from people who've already figured it out. Today, I'm going to give you 10 money truths that most people never hear until it's too late. These aren't theories. They're the rules the wealthy live by. So if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you want to stop feeling behind, and if you're ready to take control of your finances for real, then lean in. Let's talk about what they never taught you in school, but should have. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan, and guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Jim Rohn rule. Number 1. Money is a game. Learn to play. Let's begin with a simple truth. Money isn't complicated. It's a game. Think of it like Monopoly, chess, or poker. It may seem confusing at first. Maybe you lose your first few rounds. But if you stick with it, learn the rules, and adapt your strategies, you start winning. Most people treat money like a monster. Scary, confusing, out of reach. But what if you just changed your perspective? What if you treated money like a game, something to study, practice, and master? Because when you do, the barriers melt away. Suddenly, you start thinking, how do I invest? How do I save? How do I multiply my resources? You stop simply surviving and start playing to win. Jim Rohn coached thousands to understand this. It's not intelligence, it's commitment. The people who master money aren't always the brightest. They're the ones who consistently play. Action. Step. Today, pretend you're joining a game of Monopoly. Watch your money moves, track your spending, learn the small wins and the losses. You're practicing the game. Rule number 2. Don't hate money. Treat it like a friend. You've probably heard it. Money is the root of all evil. But the full quote is, the love of money is the root of all evil. Big difference, right? Money itself isn't evil. It's a tool, like a hammer. It can build or break, depending on who's wielding it. If you resent money, if you believe it corrupts or corruptible, you'll subconsciously repel it. If you fear money or assume it's always spent irresponsibly, you'll avoid learning how to use it wisely. Instead, imagine making friends with money. Respect it. Understand what it can do for you and for others. Acknowledge its power. Money can fund education, support families, empower causes. Master it. Learn how to earn, save, invest, and grow it. Jim Rohn wisely said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Becoming financially literate isn't about greed, it's about growth. When you become a financially mature person, money respects you and stays. Rule number 3, it's a doubles game, just 10 doublings. Here's a truth many overlook. Becoming a millionaire is just about doubling your money 10 times. Here's how it works. $1,000, $2,000, $2,000, $4,000, $4,000, $8,000. Continue doubling until you hit 1,000, 24,000, boom. 10 doubles and you're a millionaire. No lottery needed, no gimmicks. Now the real question shifts from, how do I get rich, to how fast can I double my money, and how safely? Jim Rohn often emphasized that wealth comes not just from effort, but from understanding. To build wealth, invest in index funds that grow steadily. Reinvest your returns. Let compound growth take over, diversify across businesses, real estate, and investments. Marai. Doubling step compounds your power. You may take 2 years to double $1,000, then 3 years for the next, and 5 years later, you're doubling much larger sums. But each move gets easier. Action. Step. What's your current balance? How long would it take to double? Set realistic time frames. Even Doubling every 5 years compounds massively over a few decades. Interim reflection. Your path begins. So what have we covered? Money is a learnable game. Respect it instead of fearing it. Harness the multiplier effect of doubling. You might feel excited or even overwhelmed. That's normal. You're rewiring your money mindset. That's the first giant leap. As Jim Rohn said, you must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. You can't change the economy, but you can change yourself. Today on the show, we're diving into the world of economic indicators. These are the numbers that tell us how the economy is doing. Things like GDP, unemployment rates, and consumer confidence. But what do these indicators really mean? How are they calculated? And how should we interpret them? We'll break it all down for you, with the help of some experts, to make sense of the numbers that shape our world. Rule number 4. Seduce money. Attract, don't chase. Here's something you don't hear every day. Money is like a cat, not a dog. Chase it, and it runs. Sit still, confident, and it walks up to you. Jim Rohn often reminded us that value attracts money. Desperation repels it. People who constantly say, "I need money fast," are usually making short-term, high-risk decisions, operating from fear instead of faith, closing off opportunities instead of attracting them. Instead, shift your mindset. Become the kind of person that money wants to be around, increase your value in. The marketplace, be consistent, not erratic. Think about top performers in any industry. They don't scream, "Please pay me." Their work speaks for itself. They build magnetism. Money comes to those who solve problems, provide clarity, deliver results. So, instead of chasing the next hot stock, side hustle, or shortcut, ask, how can I increase the value I offer to the world? Because once you do that, money begins to chase you. Rule number 5, timing is everything. Know when to strike. You've heard it before. Timing is everything. And in the world of money, it's crucial. Just like in comedy, sports, or investing, those who know when to act win big. Jim Rohn used to say, life and business are like the seasons. You can't change the seasons, but you can change yourself. Here's what that means financially. In winter, cut unnecessary spending. Focus on survival in spring. Plant seeds. Start businesses. Build relationships. In summer, protect your gains. Double down on what's working. In fall, harvest smart, prepare for downturns. Great investors understand cycles. They buy when others panic. 2008. They sell when others are greedy. .com bubble. They hold steady when the market is unclear. But this doesn't just apply to Wall Street. Timing matters in job offers, business deals, real estate purchases, marketing campaigns. You can't always control timing, but you can read it. You can practice patience. You can recognize opportunity when others are blind. Action. Step. What season of money are you in right now? Build your strategy accordingly. Rule number 6, money gets bored. Don't let it sit. Here's a hard truth. Money sitting still loses value. Inflation eats away at savings, idle cash misses, compounding. Laziness costs more than risk. Jim Rohn put it best. The same wind blows on us all. It's not the blowing of the wind, but the set of the sail. Leaving money in a checking account is like parking a Ferrari in your garage for years. You're wasting potential. So what should you do instead? Invest it. Stocks, ETFs, real estate, your own education, grow it. Buy tools, hire help, build systems, use it smartly. Launch side projects, scale what works. Yes, you need an emergency fund. But everything beyond that? Put it to work, because money loves movement, and wealth is built by those who learn how to keep it in flow, strategically. Reflection. How are you using what you have? At this point, take a step back and ask, are you chasing or attracting? Are you learning timing or guessing wildly? Is your money active or asleep? We don't all start with the same advantages, but we do have the same 24 hours. And how we use what we have is what sets us apart. Jim Rohn's brilliance wasn't in complexity, it was in clarity. He believed everyone could grow, everyone could elevate, but only if they took personal responsibility. Rule number 7, have a secret crisis account. Let's get brutally honest, life happens. The economy crashes, a pandemic strikes, your company downsizes, someone gets sick. And yet, most people are just one emergency away from financial disaster. Jim Rohn emphasized preparation. It's not the blowing of the wind, but the setting of the sail that determines your future. This is where your secret crisis account comes in. It's more than an emergency fund. It's a financial firewall between you and panic. Here's how it works. Private. No one knows it exists but you. Not your spouse, not your family, not your friends. Untouchable. You don't use it to fix your car or book a vacation. Significant. Not $500 or even $5,000. Think bigger. Enough to survive 6 to 12 months. This account gives you leverage during chaos. Imagine the market crashes and everyone's selling. You're buying. You lose your job, but you have breathing room. A once-in-a-decade opportunity shows up. And you're ready. That's the power of the crisis account. It's not about fear. It's about freedom. Rule number 8. Don't fly. First class. Until you have 10 million, this might sting a little, but it's necessary. If you're earning under $500K a year and dropping $2,000 on a first-class seat, you're playing rich, not getting rich. Here's what most wealthy people know. Real wealth is quiet, patient, and strategic. Until you have serious capital working for you, focus your money on growing your skills, hiring smarter people, building cash. Flow systems marketing. What works? Scaling your offer. That $2,000 flight? It could. Buy a new website fund. A month of ads cover legal for your LLC. Hire someone to save you 10 hours a week. Of course, enjoy life. But delay the luxury so you can build the legacy. Remember, wealth buys you time, freedom, and options, not legroom. Rule number 9. Understand your compensation plan, aka taxes. Let's make this clear. If you don't understand how you're taxed, you don't understand how you're paid. Most schools teach algebra. Few teach the tax code. But Jim Rohn understood. You must be smart enough to design a strategy that allows you to keep more of what you earn. If you're an employee, in the US, your W-2 income gets taxed heavily. Entrepreneurs, business owners, they often pay less tax on more income because they deduct business expenses, reinvest in growth, utilize real estate, depreciation. Take advantage of retirement plans if you're serious about wealth. Study how your income is taxed. Learn capital gains versus earned income. Talk to a CPA, not just once a year but regularly. Don't just work for money. Make money work within a smart tax framework. Want a raise this year? Learn how to pay less in taxes and keep more of what you earn. That's your real compensation plan. Rule 10. End of the world mentality. Stay calm. Strike bold every 8 to 10 years. Something happens. A recession, a tech bubble, a global health crisis, a geopolitical shock, and every time people panic, they sell low. They hoard cash, they freeze up. But the wealthy, they get excited. Why? Opportunity often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Napoleon Hill Jim Rohn would tell his audience, anticipate winter and prepare for it, because spring always follows. This mindset turns disaster into discounts. Stocks drop 40%, buy the dip. Real estate slows, pick up properties, people exit the market. You expand. Warren Buffett famously said, be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Don't hoard, don't panic. Position yourself. Start today. Build your cash reserve, stay lean and profitable. Develop courage through education. Surround yourself with calm thinkers, because when the next crash happens, and it will, you'll be ready to capitalize, not crumble. Final thoughts. Wealth is not a moment, it's a mindset. Becoming rich isn't about hitting the lottery or discovering one big idea. It's a lifestyle, a discipline, a series of small, smart moves repeated consistently over time. These 10 rules, they're not hype. They're the real deal. It's a game. Don't hate money. The doubles. Game seduce. Money timing matters. Money gets bored. Secret crisis account. Delay luxury master. Taxes. End of world. Calm. Jim Rohn spent his life helping ordinary people. They live extraordinary lives. through philosophy, not fantasy. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. You now know the disciplines. What happens next is up to you. They don't teach this stuff in school, but now you know. And that changes everything. These rules, they're not magic. They're mindset. If you follow them daily, not once, not just when life gets hard, but consistently, you won't just make more money. You'll build something way more powerful, freedom. The kind of freedom where you call the shots, where you don't wake up stressed about rent, bills, or gas prices, where you sleep well because your money is working harder than you are. Remember what Jim Rohn said, success is a few simple disciplines practiced every day. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. If this hit home for you, do me a favor, like the video. Subscribe, share it with a friend who needs to hear this today. Drop a comment below. Let me know which rule spoke to you the most, or what you'd add to the list. And, hey, if you want more content like this, real-world financial truth, self-growth strategies, and timeless wisdom from legends like Jim Rohn, Elon Musk, and Warren Buffett, then stick around. Because your journey to wealth, purpose, and peace of mind starts right here. See you in the next one.